What happens when the most oppressed people rise against one of the most powerful empires of their time? A revolution that shook the world. A story of courage, blood, and freedom. This is the history of the Haitian Revolution, the world's first successful slave uprising that changed history forever. Welcome to Crazy Color Facts. Stay with us as we uncover this breathtaking story. Imagine the richest colony in the world, Saint-Domingue, the pearl of the Antilles. Its beauty masked a brutal reality. Its wealth was built on the backs of enslaved Africans. Hundreds of thousands were forced to labor on sugar and coffee plantations, enduring unimaginable cruelty. They worked from sunrise to sunset, with no rights, no pay, and constant violence. Families were torn apart, and the enslaved lived in fear, controlled by a small group of white French colonists. By the late 1700s, there were about 500,000 enslaved people, vastly outnumbering the 40,000 white colonists and 30,000 free people of color. This imbalance made the colony a powder keg, with the owners living in constant fear of rebellion. The system was designed for profit, not humanity, and its cruelty was relentless. Yet, the desire for freedom never died among the enslaved. The colony's society was unstable, its peace an illusion. The white colonists knew their power rested on violence and fear. The enslaved, despite everything, held on to hope. The stage was set for a revolution that would shake the world. Saint-Domingue was a land of beauty and terror, its future uncertain. The world's richest colony was also its most explosive. The oppressed would not remain silent forever. In 1789, the French Revolution erupted, demanding liberty, equality, and fraternity. These radical ideas crossed the ocean, reaching Saint-Domingue's shores. Enslaved people heard whispers of freedom and began to question their fate. The revolution's message gave them hope that change was possible. Meanwhile, white colonists wanted more freedom for themselves, but not for the enslaved or free people of color. Tensions rose as colonists fought over what the revolution meant for them. Free people of color, the gens de couleur libre, saw a chance for equality and sent representatives to France. When France granted them rights, white colonists refused to comply, deepening divisions. The colony became a battleground of competing interests and rising unrest. The revolutionary spark ignited hope and conflict alike. The stage was set for the enslaved to launch their own fight for true freedom. The world was about to witness a new kind of revolution. In August 1791, a secret voodoo ceremony at Bois Caiman sparked a revolution. Led by Dutty Boukman, enslaved people vowed to break their chains. Days later, plantations burned as thousands rose up, attacking their oppressors. The Night of Fire marked the start of a massive coordinated uprising. The rebellion spread rapidly, with armies of rebels fighting for liberty and revenge. White colonists, terrified and outnumbered, fought back but were overwhelmed. From chaos, new leaders emerged, organizing the rebels into a formidable force. Jean-François Papillon and Georges Biassou led the early rebel armies, seeking alliances with the Spanish for weapons and support. The uprising evolved from spontaneous revolt to organized revolution. The enslaved were no longer just victims, they were revolutionaries. The world watched as Saint-Domingue's oppressed fought for their freedom. The revolution had begun, and there was no turning back. The fight was now for the end of slavery and a new future. The colony would never be the same. Amid the chaos, one leader rose above the rest. Toussaint Louverture. Born into slavery, Toussaint was educated and freed before the revolution. He joined the rebels, quickly proving himself a brilliant strategist and inspiring leader. Toussaint trained his army with discipline and vision, earning respect and fear from his enemies. He played France, Spain, and Britain against each other, always focused on freedom for his people. Initially allied with Spain, he switched to the French when they abolished slavery in 1794. With Toussaint's leadership, the French drove out rival powers, and he became the de facto governor. He ruled in the name of France, but with his own authority, determined to secure liberty. Toussaint was both warrior and statesman, shaping the revolution's course. His rise marked a turning point. The enslaved were now a political and military force. The world saw a former slave leading a colony toward freedom. Toussaint's vision and skill changed the fate of Saint-Domingue. The revolution gained momentum under his command. The dream of emancipation was closer than ever. The Haitian Revolution drew in Europe's greatest powers, France, Spain, and Britain, all vying for control of Saint-Domingue's wealth. Spain armed the rebels to weaken France, while Britain invaded to stop the spread of revolution. Toussaint skillfully navigated these shifting alliances, always prioritizing the abolition of slavery. The British and Spanish were ultimately defeated by the rebel armies and tropical diseases. Toussaint's leadership turned former slaves into a force that humbled Europe's mightiest armies. The revolution was now an international conflict, but the goal remained clear: freedom. The world saw that the enslaved could not only rebel, they could win. Saint-Domingue's fate would be decided by its own people. By 1801, Toussaint Louverture ruled Saint-Domingue, abolishing slavery and drafting a new constitution. But in France, Napoleon Bonaparte saw the colony's freedom as a threat to his empire. Determined to restore slavery and French control, Napoleon sent a massive army led by Charles Leclerc. Leclerc tried to deceive the Haitian leaders, promising peace while plotting betrayal. Toussaint saw through the lies and ordered fierce resistance, burning cities and retreating to the mountains. After months of brutal fighting, Leclerc offered Toussaint a false peace. Hoping to spare his people, Toussaint agreed, only to be arrested and shipped to France, never to return. Napoleon's treachery removed Toussaint, but the revolution's roots ran deep. The French believed the resistance would collapse, but they underestimated the will for freedom. The struggle was far from over. The fight for Saint-Domingue's soul entered its final, most desperate phase. The revolutionaries would not surrender. The world watched as the battle for liberty continued. Toussaint's capture only fueled the revolution. When the French tried to restore slavery, leaders like Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Henri Christophe turned against them. Dessalines, a fierce and uncompromising general, united the rebels and declared total war. His motto, "Coupe tête, boule quai," cut off their heads, burn their houses. The final battles were brutal, with the rebels fighting for survival and freedom. Yellow fever devastated the French army, weakening their resolve. In November 1803, at Vertières, Dessalines led a heroic assault that forced the French to surrender. The army of former slaves had achieved the impossible, defeating Europe's most powerful military. The long, bloody struggle ended in victory. Independence was finally within reach. The revolution had changed the course of history. The world's first successful slave revolt had triumphed. The dream of freedom was now a reality. Haiti's birth was forged in fire and courage. The oppressed had become the victors. On January 1st, 1804, Dessalines declared Haiti's independence, tearing up the French flag and adopting the island's original name. Haiti became the first nation founded by formerly enslaved people who won their freedom through revolution. The declaration was a bold rejection of slavery, colonialism, and racial hierarchy. Haiti's example inspired hope among the enslaved and fear among slave-owning nations. The world responded with hostility, isolating Haiti and imposing economic embargoes. Despite this, Haiti stood as a beacon of liberty and black resilience. Dessalines welcomed all who sought freedom to Haiti's shores. The new nation challenged the global order and proved that emancipation was possible. Haiti's birth was a turning point in world history. The revolution's legacy echoed far beyond its borders. The world would never be the same. Haiti's struggle became a symbol of hope and defiance. The revolution's victory was a victory for all humanity. Independence brought immense challenges. War had devastated Haiti's economy, and the world refused to accept a free black republic. France demanded a crippling independence debt, plunging Haiti into poverty for generations. Yet, Haiti's commitment to freedom never wavered. The nation became a haven for those fleeing slavery and supported independence movements across the Americas. Haiti's revolution inspired abolitionists and terrified slaveholders everywhere. Western historians long ignored or distorted Haiti's story, unable to accept that enslaved people could defeat their masters. Today, Haiti still faces hardship, but its spirit endures. The revolution's legacy is one of courage, resilience, and the fight for human dignity. Haiti's story is not just Black history, it is world history. It challenges us to rethink freedom and revolution. The Haitian Revolution proved that the oppressed can change the world. Its victory belongs to all who believe in justice. The spirit of Haiti lives on. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crazy Color Facts for more powerful stories of history that shaped our world.